Hello guys, and welcome back to Moonlight Media. Today we're going to be talking about Marvel Phase 1. Because of Avengers Doomsday, I'm doing an MCU rewatch, and I'm starting off with Phase 1 obviously. And so today I'm going to be ranking and reviewing all 6 movies. I'll also be reviewing a different movie at the end, but you'll see what that is. So in 6th place, the controversy does not start here. It's The Incredible Hulk. I would be surprised if anyone doesn't have this at 6. I don't even know if it's still classed as an MCU movie because most of the characters in it have been recast or redesigned. The film starts really well. The opening scene, high tension chase with the government going after Bruce Banner. It reminds me of monster movies and stuff, which I thought that was the vibe they were going with. Obviously not. Edward Norton, he's a good Hulk, not a good Bruce Banner by any means. And his love interest, Betty Ross, I think her name is not good. I find their relationship really uninteresting. And I wish they stuck to more of Bruce Banner and Hulk's relationship rather than introducing Betty Ross this early. Thunderbolt Ross is really good though. I love seeing his relationship with Hulk and also his relationship with Emil Blonsky, the Abomination, and how, the contrast between those two I think is really good. On the topic of Emil Blonsky, his Abomination design is not good. I'd much rather the amphibian look they were going for in the comics. I'd much rather comic design. But Ross is really good actually. He's one of my favourite parts of the film. Rest in peace, William Hurt. He is just such a good villain, but he doesn't do a lot, which is the only downside. But the Harlem fight at the end is really good. I think after whatever you call the middle bit, after that, I think they brought it back a lot. I think that was the standout of the film and one of the best fight scenes in the whole of Phase 1. I love seeing Tony Stark cameo at the end. I think it makes the MCU much more connected and makes the universe feel so alive, which when I talk about Phase 4, I'll notice a bit more how connected the previous phases were. Ultimately, the film is okay. Action was great, some of the characters were good, but I think it just lacked anything really. Possibly a 5 out of 10. In 5th place, we have Iron Man 2. I don't think this is controversial by any means. I mean, some people really love this film. I don't know many people who do, but I've seen the people who like this film really like it. And the people who don't like this film really don't like it. And honestly, I might be someone in the middle. I think it has good elements. RDJ is such an amazing Iron Man. He is born to play the role. And some of the new characters introduced to the film are really good. Nick Fury and Black Widow, very good duo, very good standouts of the film. One of my issues with Iron Man 1 is Rhodey. And so Don Cheadle does a really good job of making me feel something to Rhodey. Like, I really like Rhodey, basically. Sam Rockwell is great as Justin Hammer. I wish we got to see him a bit more in the MCU. Maybe in the Thunderbolts would have been nice. The fights are really good. Like, at the F1 thing, that was a nice fight. And the final battle was also really good. However, one of my issues with this film is Whiplash. He is not a good villain by any means, and I don't think he should have been included. I get if you don't have Whiplash in the film, Justin Hammer and the villains just seem a bit like Iron Man 1, greedy corporate bosses and stuff, but I feel like Whiplash needed much more development. I find the bird thing pretty stupid, honestly. I don't get why that was included. And in the comics, Whiplash is a great villain. Like, he was the first Iron Man villain I knew of. And so it's quite sad to see him portrayed like this. I mean, that's one of my only negatives with this film, but I think it's a big negative, which brings this film down to about a 7 out of 10. It was really good. Good time, fun time, but really, Whiplash was not needed. So now in 4th place, this is where it's going to get quite controversial. I've got Captain America the First Avenger. Starting off, Chris Evans is great as Steve Rogers in Captain America. He isn't the first person I think of when I think of Captain America, I think of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Captain America. But he is a really close second. And honestly, just brings those Captain America vibes, like he'd do anything for his country. And I just love that. I love seeing the Boy Scout in Steve. I think it establishes Steve as a really good person, and as you go through Marvel movies, you see the Boy Scout in him still there, and I think this film really establishes it great. I love the supporting cast too. Bucky was really good. Love seeing his relationship with Steve. That's not gonna go well. And then Peggy was a really good love interest. Love seeing strong females. And again, that doesn't really end out well. And others were really good too. But one of the things I wasn't too big on was Red Skull and Hydra were quite underutilised. In the last 30 minutes, they were used quite a lot. But in the middle, I just didn't really feel their presence there. But I love people like Nick Fury and Howard Stark appearing because, again, they make this film feel connected to the bigger picture of the MCU, despite it happening like 60 years before the MCU. I'm not a big war film guy, but honestly, this is one of my favourite war films. Okay, now we are controversial. In third place, we have Iron Man. Is this controversial? Yes. Do I care? Not really. Okay, I've got to give it props. This film started it all. RDJ is like an amazing Iron Man. Honestly, I don't think you could have got anyone better to play him. He is literally the embodiment of him. I love Tony's arc. It's really good. And I think it starts the universe off with greatness. The action is amazing, honestly. The first suit-up scene in the cave, iconic. One of the best MCU scenes. Then the first, I don't know what it is, but in the red and yellow suit in the village thing, I think that was an amazing fight, very iconic. And the final battle is amazing. Obadiah Stane is a great villain, honestly. And he's so scary because he's one of the more realistic Marvel villains. Like, there is probably someone like Obadiah Stane in the universe. And that is why he's scary. My only issue with the film is that I feel like some characters do not get enough time to shine. Like I said when I was talking about Iron Man 2, I don't think Rhodey really got a lot. And there's just other characters who I feel like could have got a bit more development and a bit more love in this film. It really does feel like Iron Man versus Obadiah Stane. I mean, Pepper does play a prominent role, but apart from that, this film does feel a bit small. Nevertheless, it was such an amazing film and worthy to kick off a whole universe. 9.5 out of 10 I'd give it. So now you might be thinking, what's going on? There's definitely one film that you're going to be thinking, why is it not like third place? Why is it not fourth place? Well, I'm sorry to say, it's not second either. In second place, we have The Avengers. Honestly, this is probably the film that I spent watching the most growing up. It was such an amazing film, and I think it just concluded Phase 1 in a perfect way. The slow build-up of the Avengers team finally pays off, and every member has standout moments. I think this film really utilises all the characters from Phase 1. Even like some niche ones like Eric Selvig get some love, and I think that was just amazing. The performances are great, and I love the dynamic between the team, honestly. This is probably the better Joss Whedon superhero team-up movie. I did not like Justice League, but we're not talking about that. My favourite part of the film is Loki. Honestly, Tom Hiddleston has that presence, and I just love how Shakespearean he is, and that's kind of an issue I have with Loki later on. I'd much rather him be this kind of big kind of actor person because he really does like big theatrical things. I think that really fits for Loki. I really just love this film. I think they pulled off one of the best MCU movies, honestly. And if it wasn't because of the next one I'm going to talk about, this would be number one. This is one of my favourite MCU movies of all time. So I would give it a 10 out of 10. Amazing film, just honestly perfect through and through. So I guess I've got to talk about the most controversial take I probably have on the channel. My number one Phase 1 movie is Thor. God, this is not going to go down well. I honestly love this film. It's one of my favourite films of all time. I think right now it's number 5. And honestly, just amazing. I think making Thor Shakespearean was one of the best decisions. I love it. I don't think many people do, but that may be because I like Shakespeare. It definitely takes inspiration from Hamlet with the whole king plot and, trying to dethrone people. Loki is an amazing villain. Like I said previously, he is one of my favourite parts of the whole MCU. And I love seeing his motives and his plan. The performances are great. Chris Hemsworth is really, really good in this film. I like seeing the human side to Thor a bit more. But I also like seeing the kind of braggy, bit narcissistic kind of king side to him. And I love seeing that balance and the arc he goes on in this film. No one really talks about it, but Anthony Hopkins is great in this film, especially when he banishes Thor. I was looking for a really good fantasy film, and I think this has really cured it. The world building is amazing. I love how vibrant Asgard is compared to Earth, and I just think each of the realms looks so alive and just feels so amazing, honestly. The Destroyer fight on Earth is great. I love seeing Sif and the Warriors 3 being utilised. One of the reasons why I love this film is because you've got such a big cast and all of them do get time to shine, and that's kind of why I love this film. Honestly, you get to see so many different characters do so many different things, and it's just constantly being fresh and new. It's honestly so good. The battle between Thor and Loki may not be like the best battle, but I think emotionally it is. It's filled with such depth and just an amazing climax to the film. Jane, Darcy and Eric are really good. I love having a bit of comic relief. I think Darcy is hilarious. Eric is honestly one of the most underrated MCU characters. I just love seeing him be really nerdy and stuff. And then Jane is a really good love interest. Unlike the Incredible Hulk, I think they figured out how to do a love interest in this by not having them too prominent and taking away from the bigger picture, but still really developed and stuff. Overall, this film is the best of Phase 1 and one of my favourite films of all time. You do not have to like it. Heck, most people don't like it, but we're all entitled to an opinion, and that is mine. I said I'd talk about something else, and I watched the film Mercy with Chris Pratt. So, here are my thoughts. Chris Pratt is suited to much more sillier roles and more comedic roles. I don't think he works in a serious movie. His acting isn't great, and I hate when the character is the first name of the actor. So, like, Chris Pratt's character in the film is called Chris. I don't really know why I don't like it, I just really don't. The film, it had a good concept, and the intended message was quite good. But the issue is that I did not stick to it. And instead of showing how dangerous AI can be, it showed how amazing it can be and how great it was. And honestly, I don't think it worked. I mean, it was a nice idea to have the whole of the movie, or the majority of the film, in a courtroom, but it felt like a massive I've been struggling to say that word. Exposition dump until the last 20 minutes where everything kind of got unravelled. I wish the AI was destroyed, like in The Dark Knight. I think that would have maybe shown the message more clearer. But things I did like about the film, I liked the mystery. I liked the thriller kind of thing. I think that was quite nice, and I like Chris's connection with his family, and that was probably the only saving grace, honestly. It's a really messy film, honestly, and I think it was a cool concept a horrible execution, and yeah, not too good. Probably a 4 out of 10. So that concludes my Phase 1 ranking. Probably very controversial, and you probably don't agree with it. But if you do want to get a chance to, me to respond to your comments or rankings or anything, comment them down below, because if I get enough comments, I'll do a bit of a Q&A and answer some of your comments or just review them, But I'm feeling quite generous today. I don't know if you saw, but I uploaded a Lego video about the Harbinger. Hope you liked it. And so I'm working on the next Lego thing. I'll give you a teaser for it. So, as you can see, this is the next Lego project I'm working on. Do you like it? Is it going to be interesting? Probably. And I may have, hinted to something in this video, hinted about something in it. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too controversial. And see you in the next one.